Hey everyone, it's Dolly Pop. Today I have for you the random color challenge. I've seen this going around YouTube, and I actually have had a couple of requests on Instagram for it, so I figured I would do it. I actually saw Sonia Stegman, who I follow both here and on Instagram, doing this color challenge, and she used the line art that she has as a coloring page on her Patreon for it, and I thought it was a great idea, so I let her know I was going to steal it. So yeah, this is actually the coloring page for the welcome package for my Patreon, so anyone who pledges gets access to this giant folder full of goodies, including this coloring page. So I thought that this would be a fun way, because I've been wanting to color it for a while, but I hadn't really found the time and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. So I thought that doing a random palette challenge with it would be perfect. And for those of you who don't know what the palette challenge is, or the random color challenge is, basically you go to any website that can allow you to randomly generate colors, and you use the colors that it gives you to color an image. So before we begin, I prepped the image by coloring each piece individually with white. That way I could just kind of fill in the colors. The next thing I did, which you can see me do, is I labeled a few certain parts with numbers, so that when I went to the website I could just generate the palette with that many colors, and then I would kind of fill it in. So I stuck generally to what I wrote these numbers in as, although you will see me change a couple things around. And I generated the palette with 9 colors, but I ended up using only 8. I guess it's kind of cheating a little bit, but the very last color that I generated just did not go whatsoever with the rest. So instead of substituting it, I decided just to leave it out, which you'll see in a second here. I also totally forgot to pick both a skin and a hair color, but the palette that I generated actually happened to have colors that could be used for those anyway, so I decided just to go with it because I didn't want to bring it up again and generate a whole new palette. So yeah, pretty much the only thing I changed was that I used 8 colors instead of 9, and I basically, I tweaked like the blue a tiny bit, I think, but yeah, pretty much what I did was I used the colors that I generated for the picture, and it turned out really cool in the end. I'm excited. So once my image was labeled, I went to this palette site, which I will link below. I changed the quantity to 9 colors, and I generated this palette. As you can see, there's some really cool colors there. I thought I got really lucky. So here I am just taking a screenshot of it so I can bring it into Photoshop. That way I can just color pick from the palette itself. And like I said, I did pretty much use the colors in order. So like what number 1 was, I used on the shirt, which I wrote number 1. What number 2 was, I used on the shorts, you know, stuff like that. So with the exception of the skin and the hair, which I accidentally didn't assign a number to, I pretty much used everything as it was generated. So I got really, really lucky with this palette, and I really actually like the colors that I generated. So now that I had my palette ready, I basically just filled in the layers that I had already colored with white. Really glad I did that. It was way easier to do that than try to like color it on video. It definitely cut down on the time of recording, which, as you guys probably know by now, my videos are always longer than I think they're going to be. But yeah, so I basically just filled every layer with the base layer, or with the base color in order. I specifically didn't generate more because an image gets like not really like as cohesive when you have too many colors in it. So I decided to just work with what it gave me and use those colors throughout the picture. So like you can see that I changed the color of like her bracelets and stuff to like the same color as the flowers, just so I can use like the same colors multiple times, which definitely helps make things cohesive. But I don't think that's cheating. Like, I think really the only thing I actually cheated on was eliminating that 9th color, which is that olive. I probably could have made it work if I tried to, but like it was like gonna be a flower color, and I was like, I can't have like a flower be olive, so I decided just to eliminate it altogether. So at this point, my layers are ready to be shaded, so I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the speed paint. As you guys will be able to see, I did change a couple more things. I changed the gradient in the background to the color of her shirt because I thought that the image didn't really quite use enough of that purple. But other than that, I pretty much stuck to whatever I had generated for that object in the picture. This was really, really fun. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed seeing this kind of thing. If you guys have any more challenges that you've seen that you think I should do. I'm always looking for fun, kind of different stuff. And this one was really fun. I think I'll definitely do this challenge again. I almost feel kind of lucky that I generated such a good palette, so I'm like kind of like itching to see what other palettes I would generate. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget that you can get this coloring page on Patreon. So yeah, I will leave you with the speed paint, and I will stop rambling. Have a good one.